Shitting from on top of the game, I shot ya. Click, click, I start to trip. I make ride with the sun, but I still get how dark it get. I'm stone cold like a statue. Put that on the tattoo. Bring the drummer, got the music.
Hey guys, I'm Green Profile. First up we got L-Century Man at 3.5 grams. Well, this is acceptable. I would have preferred to see it at least at 4 grams, 6 grams, even 8 grams, especially for the price tag. Next up you got your Galactic Pump at a gram. Gain. Seen it higher, 2 grams, 3 grams. And I think they even changed the patent name to class of size. So that's something to think about. Next up you got your Hawthorne. This helps improve heart health as well as it may actually lower blood pressure. So that's a really good ingredient to have in 300 milligrams. So I'm a big fan of that. Next up you got your Muscle Endurance Enhancer. Beta-alanine, clinical dose, 3.2 grams. Helps performance, helps keep lactic acid at bay. You got your beta vulgaris up next, 400 milligrams. This is obviously from your beetroot, provides some nitrates, so this can also facilitate and enhance pumps as well as endurance. Next up, niacin, not the biggest fan, 30 milligrams. It does give you those red flashes. Next up is your nutrient delivery compound being copped in. This is a low GI carb source, so it won't give you a dramatic spike in insulin, which you don't want before workout. And also can help facilitate a good pump. So 2.5 grams, nice to see that there. But then again, is it really, stopping some other ingredients in here being higher dosed? I don't know. Is it really worth it? Well, that's for you to decide. Everyone reacts differently. So, that's it. Next, you've got your vanillin sulfate, cinnamon bark, black pepper extract. These are obviously nutrient delivery compounds that do, act as, almost like, well, they do act as GDAs, obviously glucose disposal agents, which help drive nutrients from your blood to your muscles, which then again enhance performance muscle growth. So these are nice to see up in here. As I say, guys, this is more of a, like a different kind of pre-workout, focusing on other elements which, you don't see too much in the pre-workout. As example, the carb 10. So yeah, this is interesting. Next up, you got your strength and power matrix, 2.5 grams creatine monohydrate. Guys, I would just prefer plain creatine monohydrate at 5 grams. Obviously, that being the most tried, trusted, and true supplement like ever. I would really have preferred that. But next up, you got your Creazy, which is a patent and it's basically creatine anhydrous, advanced form of creatine, 500 milligrams. Next up, you got your neurosensory blend, column tartrate at 400 milligrams. So now, I've seen 500. 500 is, I think, acceptable, more or less, but I would have definitely preferred it to be higher, at least a gram. Next up, you got your hordenine hydrochloride. This is a stimulant, also enhances fat loss as well as focus and euphoria at 30 milligrams. Again, could be slightly higher, around 50 to 100, especially with this being, in the front, a big nootropic, pre-workout kind of thing. And also you got your Hepazine A, 150 milligrams. This improves cognitive function, brain health, focus. So yeah, guys, that wraps it up. Still a very unique blend. I would prefer to literally see caffeine or other stimulants in here, like your urea, jurensis. So it's a bit of a different blend. Is it worth the price tag for me? Formula wise, no, definitely not. But it's all about how it works for you, right? Maybe you might react differently, but if you read the label and you continue to read, there are some outlandish claims here, most notably being mind-altering sense of focus and will trigger the sign that you're ready for battle. That's obviously a bit, optimistic, but for that price tag, you would expect that anyways. And then also you got your skin tearing pumps and insane strength, also quite outlandish. But yeah, I understand what they're trying to hit with this, but, I do feel that, it could obviously be a lot better, when it comes to, nootropic. First thing I think about is tyrosine. Why isn't tyrosine in here? If they said a gram of, column tartrate and, a gram or 2 or 3 of tyrosine, that'll be a lot better. And, obviously some caffeine as well. I like it because there's no other stimulant source. So vasodilation would be great because remember, guys, stimulants act as a vasoconstrictor. So the only kind of stimulant here is the hordenine. So yeah, it's a different kind of ingredient profile. But then again, if they really focus more on, the basics like the vasopump matrix and really jolted it up, and even if they drop maybe the carb 10 as a patent and the Creazade, they could have done a lot more. So for me, this ingredient profile gets, I'd say, a 7 out of 10. This I was really surprised. It was really good tasting. Not that surprised, when you throw carbohydrates into anything, it's going to more or less taste good, but this was really good. Like, it had a nice candy taste. It had more of a, how can I say, thicker texture, obviously with the carb 10. So, that's nice. And yeah, it was just something different. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't too sweet. It was like a nice tarty kind of, sweetness. So for me, this, let me check the flavor. Yeah, it tastes more like a candied fruit punch again. I wouldn't really say it was a pink lemonade to me, but it was really good. So that for me, taste is an 9 out of 10. This is more of an exclusive pre-workout. priced at 500 Rand. I know on special, I think right now you can get it for 400 bucks, but let's just look at the standard base price being 500 Rand. Again, goes against a lot of heavy hitters in the South African market, being Evolve, NeuroDrive, being Sakone Muscle Primer, being Titan Rec, you know, so it has some heavy competition to go up against. So with that being said, does it hold its own? Not really, to be honest. Is it something I would personally buy again? I would, if the circumstance is correct. You know, if I'm really cycling off stimulants as such, or I want something, you know, lower stim, you know, maybe focusing more on vasodilation, this is something I would utilize. And the thing is, it's always good to have versatility in your supplement regime, you know. Rotating it is also very key and essential. So with that being said, 20 Rand a serving, it is expensive, but you know, to be honest, it does not really justify the price because ingredients could be better, especially when it comes to the pump, and also that it is missing some, you know, stimulants which would really propel us forward, I feel. So, you know, if you look at this compared to, you know, a Sakone Muscle Primer, I would definitely take the Muscle Primer over this, being that it does have also designer carbs. It's got way more carbs, you know, it's got this heavy amounts of BCAAs, it's got a whole bunch of other, you know, factors including the caffeine. So with that being said, you have to obviously make a comparison, see where the price point is. So for me, the price point of this gets a 6 out of 10. Barbarian Nutrition BESERK NOX. Now firstly, a big thank you to Health Twin for this amazing opportunity. Guys, please do check them out on the online store. They sell a wide array of local and international products and brands, so do check them out. So let's get into this, the effectiveness. Now obviously, as mentioned, this is a very unique formulation. There's basically nothing to compare it to. You know, this is more or less a muscle primer, if I may say so myself, you know, almost like a pre-workout meal as such, you know, with the carbohydrates, you know, with the insulin mimickers and, you know, just so forth and so forth. So it's really hard to compare, but at the same time, it is on the higher price point at about 500 Rand. Now, it has a lot of competition, being these products right here, but at the same time, when it comes to effectiveness, I think it is a really surprisingly good product. You know, for me personally, I used it, and you know, there is an ignition, but for it to come into full fruition, you know, you need some stimulation. And although there's ordenine as the quote-unquote only stimulant in here, I feel that it does really lack the caffeine, the drive. I mean, there's nothing in here to say it's lower stim or anything, you know, because as you think of the price tag, you think it's going to have everything inside, but it is missing some, you know, caffeine. So, or any other kind of stimulant additionally, you know. So it is a very peculiar product. But with that being said, pumps are decent, not the best, they're really decent. I do feel that, again, the citrulline could have been knocked up way more. But the pumps are decent. Focus is really quite good, and also intensity as well. But I think the main aspect here on this is the performance. Performance was really increased. I do feel that my endurance was a lot better. I could train for longer, get less tired. So I think that is the main standout point here. I won't say it's the craziest pre-workout out or the best, but I will say it's very good. I will say this is something you need to give a go. It is very versatile. With that being, you can stack it with caffeine or, you know, energy drink. You could do that. So with that being said, effectiveness could be better, but for me, this gets an 8.3 for effectiveness. Guys, BESERK NOX is a good product, don't get me wrong, but there are better alternatives out on the market that are, you know, more fuller dosed and, you know, really justify the price point. So, you know, is this something I will get again? As mentioned, yes, if the circumstances are correct and if this is on special, you know, I would say the price point for this should be around 300 to 350 in my opinion, not anymore, because again, you're missing out the caffeine, and you know, that is one of the factors I think that they should have added, you know, other than ordenine. So with that being said, tastes great, could be better value wise, but it's something you definitely should give it a try. So overall, with everything mentioned, this for me gets a